What is going on with all the pancake houses in Gatlinburg? In today's video, we're comparing two of the most popular pancake houses on the Parkway and clue you into why they're so well loved. Welcome to Bear Facts, where we explore the Smoky Mountains one bear fact. So, if you've ever been to Gatlinburg, you might notice that there's quite literally a pancake house on every corner, and you might be wondering why there's so many of them. Let's start with the fact that Gatlinburg is a popular tourist destination, particularly for visitors to the Great Smoky Mountain National Park. Tourism drives the economy of Gatlinburg, and visitors often seek out hearty breakfast options before starting their outdoor adventures. Pancake houses offer a comforting and filling breakfast option that appeals to many tourists. The fact that pancakes are a regional Southern cuisine and that breakfast foods are also associated with family-friendly atmospheres, then it makes sense that pancake houses would do well in this family-driven tourist destination. What boggles my mind is how popular these places are. With so many different pancake places in a very small area, you'd think that places would be begging for businesses. But that's far from the case. It's still quite common to get long lines and even longer waits for most of these places, regardless of how many are in the area. So today, let's take a look at two of the most popular breakfast restaurants on 441 Parkway in Gatlinburg. The first is going to be Crocketts Breakfast Camp, and then we'll look at the Pancake Pantry. Both businesses are well established, loved, and highly popular. So, to be clear, I'm not rating these places, but I will look at their ambiance, food, and their other unique differences and point out other differences that might help you decide which place will be a better fit. As always, if you're looking for a food review, consider looking at TripAdvisor or Google for a wider range of experiences from other guests. Nope, I'm not going there. I can only imagine the comments I would get if I started down that path. First off, both Crocketts and Pancake Pantry are locally owned and only offer mostly breakfast, brunch, and some lunch dishes. Their hours are incredibly similar, with the Pancake Pantry hours 7 to 3 p.m. and Crockett's is open 8 to 1 p.m. Both breakfast restaurants are on 441 Parkway and are directly in the heart of Gatlinburg. And both places are very popular. When you pass either Crockett's or the Pancake Pantry heading through Gatlinburg on any given weekend or holiday, you are guaranteed to see a line. At both places, no matter how cold it is or how early, it seems that people are willing to wait no matter what for their syrupy pancakes and unique offerings. As I've pointed out, both places are locally owned, and though Crockett's is locally owned and operated, it isn't a mom and pop restaurant anymore. They're actually part of a larger batch of restaurants in the area. Some of the other restaurants owned by the business are highly popular, such as Greenbrier, JT Hannah, and No Way Jose, just to name a few. Of the two pancake houses, Crockett's has the largest physical presence. It's on the corner of 441 and M&O Street. And when you walk up to Crockett's, the first thing you see is the large skillet sign and rustic wooden cabin facade, making their building stand out from the crowd. When it comes to square footage, I'd say that Crockett's is bigger. Though the front lobby and hostess area feels a little crowded when you walk in, you will find that the restaurant opens up more and has a roomy feel. The restaurant's decor is inspired by the rustic charm of the Smoky Mountain region, with wooden furnishings, vintage artifacts, and memorabilia reminiscent of the Appalachian pioneer life. The wooden statue of Davy Crockett Mapes with his wooden legs stands in the front of the restaurant as a testament to the patriotic pioneer spirit. The ambiance, coupled with the aroma of freshly prepared breakfast dishes, creates a nostalgic and inviting dining experiences for patrons. Crockett's Breakfast Camp is renowned for its generous portions and Southern-inspired breakfast offerings, including pancakes, waffles, biscuits, and gravy, country ham, and various egg dishes. The menu reflects the comfort and warmth of traditional Southern cooking with an emphasis on quality ingredients and homemade flavors. The atmosphere is very rustic, and the business works to reinforce the theme in different ways. From the newspaper-style menu to their jarred mugs for your drinks to the artifacts and photos that surround guests as they dine. There is even a large stone fireplace lit as you first enter, which helps display the unique collection of taxidermied critters. They even incorporate frontier-style technology in their pulley door system you see as you enter the restaurant. Everywhere you look are pieces of the past and reminders that you are in a mountain retreat area. As I pointed out, both restaurants have breakfast foods, but their spin of the traditional Southern dishes are a little different. One of the biggest difference is their pancakes. I would guess that Crockett's pancakes were made for lumberjacks. They are thick, very, very thick, and stacked high. Only the truly hungry and brave could take down one of those stacks. There are also other traditional Southern-inspired dishes, such as their Cherokee sweet corn pone, a cornbread-like side dish that comes with most meals, and their giant cinnamon rolls. If you have a sweet tooth, these will help fill it for sure. Crockett's location has advantages and disadvantages. Since they are the last business, or one of the last businesses you see before entering the Smoky Mountain National Park, that means you have to drive through all of Gatlinburg to get to them, which means a lot of traffic and people. This isn't as big of an issue if you go early in the morning or during off-peak times, but on weekends and holidays, that can be quite a drive. But there are advantages to their locations as well. Crockett's has limited free parking in the front and back of the restaurant. This is very good for people who have limited mobility and need handicap parking. There is also a paid parking area a block away if you don't want to walk as far. Crockett's also offers online waiting lists. If you go to their website, you can get into the wait list. Once you have a number, it will give you an estimated time before your party is called. Just make sure once you reach the restaurant to check in with the hostess. If you don't let the host or hostess know your party is at the restaurant, your party won't get called. That was a costly mistake we made once. We couldn't understand why it kept saying our party would be called in 10 minutes and it wasn't called. You have to make sure that they know that you're there. Now, where Crockett's is very mountain inspired, Pancake Pantry has a very European countryside village restaurant with a faint 1960s overlay. And that makes sense since the Pancake Pantry was actually opened in the 1960s by entrepreneurs Jim and June Girding, a couple who loved the Smoky so much that they put down roots in the area, eventually purchasing the land and establishing that successful restaurant. There is another Pancake Pantry in Nashville, but even though the logo and the name are similar, there aren't any indications that the two are connected, or at least not anymore. But if anyone else knows more about that, please let us know in the comments. Unlike Crockett's, Pancake Pantry is smack dab in the middle of Gatlinburg in the busiest area of town off of 441 on the Parkway. They are at the corner of the village, a market area that has over 30 shops and eateries that make up the meandering brick walkways and paths. The Pancake Pantry is the first building you pass when you enter the village shopping area. As it stands today, the facade is more subdued and unassuming than in earlier photos, making it fit more naturally with the other shops. And though they don't have the same physical presence that Crockett's has, they still have the reputation and the lines that Crockett's are known for. The Pancake Pantry's ambiance is very unique and different from the rustic mountain vibe you get at Crockett's. When you first walk by the restaurant, you get a very early European architectural vibe. Inside is a tall gabled room, large German-style windows, and a faint sense of Victorian design elements. Its style isn't identified as anything specific architecturally designable, but it has a unique details and stature. When you head inside, you notice that the host station is right up front. This area gets congested and can be hard to navigate as people are being seated and other guests are checking out at the register. The space inside is an open concept, but the owners have taken advantage of every possible space and made sure that they maximize the capacity of the restaurant. It isn't easy to move around when all the seats are being used. Unlike Crockett's, whose kitchen is mostly hidden, the Pancake Pantry has their kitchen open for guests to see the workers, though you would have to wind your way to the back of the restaurant to get a view. In the back, you'll also see a butter station where the wait staff grab dollops of butter to put on dishes they will be serving to guests. The butter they use is whipped and light, not hard and cold like some places serve. I thought that was a neat little detail to notice. Another difference between the layout of Crockett's and Pancake Pantry is where the bathrooms are. If you need to use a bathroom in Crockett's, you need to head to the far back of the restaurant past the wagon. Pancake Pantry has their bathroom up in the loft area right as you enter the restaurant. I did not notice an elevator for handicapped guests, but that doesn't mean there isn't one. From the loft, you can stand and enjoy the large cathedral windows and survey the other guests and activities below. This might be the only quiet place in the restaurant. The Pancake Pantry boasts an unwavering commitment to quality, authenticity, and innovation. They have an extensive menu featuring an array of traditional breakfast foods such as omelets, bacon, sausage, French toast, and waffles. They also have a lunch menu that guests can enjoy after 11:30. The lunch menu includes burgers, salads, soups, as well as an array of different sandwiches. We haven't actually eaten there for lunch, so my experiences are limited. However, it's the extensive variety of pancake choices that really makes them stand out. From classic buttermilk pancakes adorned with maple syrup to inventive creations like sweet potato pancakes and banana walnut pancakes. There's something to tantalize every taste bud at the Pancake Pantry. Moreover, the restaurant takes pride in using locally sourced ingredients, ensuring freshness and flavor in every bite. Now, unlike Crockett's, who have a virtual wait list, Pancake Pantry believes in first come, first serve. This is why you see a long line of people during the weekends and busy times. They don't have call ahead or reserve seating either. Another difference you'll find is that Pancake Pantry doesn't have parking. If you plan on visiting the restaurant, you'll need to either pay for parking at one of the many parking lots nearby or find one of the rare free parking spots on the back road. These two things don't seem to deter guests one bit, as you will notice lines of people waiting to get in. And don't be deterred by that line either. Most days, that line actually moves pretty quickly since the food they serve are easy to make dishes and most guests have other things to do besides hang out in a restaurant all day. I mean, like the park's right there. This means that the turnover is pretty quick. So that sums it up. There are advantages and disadvantages to both restaurants. Crockett's offers limited free parking and has a virtual queue for guests, but they have really thick pancakes that you might not like as much. Pancake Pantry has lunch and better hours, but if you're not a fan of waiting outside in long lines, this might be a huge deterrent for you. No matter your preferences, there is one thing that both places have: popularity. Both places have loyal followers and both have guests returning year after year, regardless of the line size. So if you're in the Smoky Mountains and are looking for a place to have breakfast or lunch, keep these places in mind. Maybe you can try both and let us know which one was a better fit for you. I hope this video helps you plan your visit to the Smoky Mountains. Please note that we at Fairfax do not get paid for our videos. You're getting an honest review from our personal experiences, but facts and things change, so please let us know if you learned anything new and want to share your experiences in the comments. Thank you again for visiting us at Fairfax of the Smoky Mountains. Please click that like button and subscribe to our channel.